Christian, tell us what's new this year.
Well, this year we're celebrating our 20th anniversary since I got the idea to start my car company. That was in 1994, 12th of August 1994 to be precise. And since then I've done nothing else. It took me 2 years and my small team to do the first running prototype, and it took me 8 years before I could deliver the first customer car, homologated, crash tested and whatever, and that was in 2002.
Was there a significance on the 12th of August, or was it just any day?
It was kind of any day. I was running my business already, and it was a kind of a trading company, and I was doing some inventions, and I sat and had lunch, and I've always dreamt about building my own cars, that I would do that one day. And it just came to a point in my life where I felt now is the time. If I don't do it now, I will never do it. And then I got to my computer and started drawing the car and never looked back.
How old were you when you did that?
22.
Crikey. And what was your inspiration?
Well, I wanted to do something that didn't exist, and I understood that if a startup company from Sweden, unknown, is going to find an interest among the car buying community of the world, it has to do something different and be not the same like everyone else. And I've been studying cars since I can remember, and had the ambition to build my own car forever. So I had kind of ideas already in my mind what it should be. So
the thing that always attracts me to Koenigsegg is it bolts against the trend. I mean, one of my cars is a very safe Volvo. You think about Sweden as Saab and Volvo. You don't think about anything as bonkers and mad as the stuff that you produce.
Maybe we're changing that slowly, that perception.
Yeah, perhaps you are. It's just getting a little bit edgy. So tell me about this one, because that's a bit of a showstopper, really.
Yeah, we're having a good impact with this car this year, and it's the most extreme car we ever made. We got calls from our dealers and customers. They wanted a track car. I mean, all our cars are good on the track, but they wanted something like a real GT racer track car.
This is road legal still?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then in the next breath they said, and it should be very comfortable and road legal. I said, okay, that's a challenge. So we came up with a lot of active systems, so it can hunker down, stiffen up the suspension, stiffen up the springs, active aero underneath the car, the active rear wing, totally reworked aero package around the car. So we have 600 kilos of downforce when the car is 70 millimeters off the ground, and then the ratio of the springs and the shock absorbers are much stiffer. And then you push a button and it goes up and it becomes very comfortable and nice.
So it's sensible. So you've almost taken the Ferrari 599 concept, but you've made something that a customer can drive every day.
Correct.
And what's the motive force? What makes it go? What engine?
We make our own engine. It's a Koenigsegg aluminium V8, but we have integrated a new patent variable turbo geometry that we came up with 2 years ago, but we haven't used until now. And it's a 3D printed stainless steel turbo solution. It's so complex in shape that it's difficult to cast, but that enables us to have even a little bit better turbo response than our normal cars, but another 200 horsepower or so. So this is...
Is that unique to you?
It's our own
Is that patented?
It is patented by us, yes. Wow. And so the car actually has 1,360 horsepower, which is exactly 1 megawatt. So it's the world's first 1 megawatt car.
Wow.
So we think, therefore, it's the world's first mega car. And
so you've redefined, you've got supercar, hypercar, you've got a mega car.
That's what we think.
This is a first.
You're right. World's first 1 megawatt car.
Wow.
And we managed to get the weight down, and we managed also to get it down to 1,360 kilos of curb weight with a tank of fuel in it. So that's hence the name 1-to-1, 1 kilo per horsepower.
That's amazing. That's absolutely incredible. Presumably you've got, in terms of raw numbers, what are we looking at in terms of 0 to 60 top speed and stuff like that?
0 to 60 is around 2.8 seconds. It wouldn't even be faster if we had another 500 horsepower, because we can't get enough traction. Yeah. We have really good new Michelin tires that are developed for the car, Cup 2s. Yeah. So with this downforce and the lightness of this car, we can go over 2 Gs in the corner. But let's say, 0 to 200 is about 7 seconds. 0 to 300 is about 13 seconds. Flat.
Do you need to wear a neck brace when you're driving
it? It's fine. And we're thinking of trying to do 0 to 400 in 20 seconds. The simulation says 22, but it would be nice with 20. So just these round numbers if possible.
I notice what's keeping it in contact with the ground is Michelin tyres.
Right.
Were they developed for the car, or are they?
They were, yes, they were. So they are designed to take a top speed of over 440 kilometers per hour as well.
So in terms of the process, you go to Michelin and say, I'm going to make something madder than I've ever done before. Can you help? Do
you want to take a part of it? And they're very open. So that sounds like an interesting idea. Let's go for it. So,
what's involved in that testing process and so on?
Well, we give them data of our car, our camber settings, our toe settings, our weight settings, our power and torque numbers, our top speed, depending on how fast it rotates. And they set up their tire testing machine and run through a program to check that a tire can take that kind of pounding. Then on top of that, we drive on a straight road in France at the test track where they have cameras in the road under a glass surface, and they check the contact patch at speed with high-speed cameras.
Right.
And then their test driver tests it around their testing facility. Our test driver gives feedback about sidewall stability and stuff like that. And then they make iterations of the tires until we're happy.
So there's a very complex relationship between you and the tire manufacturer. There's this real synergy
Definitely.
in terms of communicating.
But what is good is that when we're done, we've done this 3 times now with Michelin already, and when we're done, these tires are offered over the shelf for anyone to buy for other cars.
Sure.
So the volume goes up, and the tire is cheap to buy for our customers, even though they're custom made.
How long are they expected to last? I know it's a almost impossible question, but roughly.
You mean from a mileage perspective?
From a mileage or a time perspective, bearing in mind what the car can do.
I would say after 3 years you have some degradation, that they're drying out a little bit.
3 years is a long time.
Yeah, after 5 years you should definitely change them. Because then you've lost performance.
I thought you were going to tell me a year, and that's
No. The Michelin is good from that perspective. As long as you don't have them in direct sunlight too much, they are fine for at least 3 years. And when it comes to mileage, our car is very lean on tire wear if you drive the cars normally. I mean, if you're racing around a track, of course you wear them out quicker, but still it's lean on tires. We don't overheat tires so easily, and when you're driving on a normal road, they last maybe 25,000 kilometers.
So, if I asked you to profile your average customer, is there an average? Are they sort of middle-aged like me? Are they young millionaires? Are they footballers?
Yeah.
Who buys
It depends on which country we're talking about. We sell cars worldwide, and every country has their own little differences. They're all, of course, car nuts. Most of them are car collectors. All of them are more or less wealthy. Some of them are female.
Really?
Yes, really.
I mean, I don't mean to sound sexist, but it's such a
brutal,
mad, brute, blokey car.
Yeah, we have several female customers, which is fantastic, I think.
That's amazing. Where's the biggest growth in the market so far in the last year, say?
I mean, over the last 3 years, China has been very dominating.
Yep.
And it's staying at a very good level. US just came back on track last year, and it's just bubbling with energy. So we sold quite a few orders there only the last few months. And Europe was kind of dead for the last 2.5, 3 years, and that's coming alive now.
You put that down to the recession as such, or?
I guess the mood level of people or something like that.
I understand. That's incredible. And all right, after this, what next? This is mad.
There's always something. Madder? Well, I mean, this is a track car, so it's all winged out without them being embarrassed. But
it looks like a Batmobile from the back. It really does. I don't know why, but it's.
Normally
thin,
we try to do it more elegant than this, but this is a track car. It's not, which is great on the road, but the focus is track. So I guess it's trying to obtain similar levels of performance, but with a more elegant packaging, perhaps.
Right, I can understand.
Of course, it will never be as racy, not as much downforce, but try to maintain some of the underbody aerodynamics, some of the active systems, and some of the engine tuning.
And presumably you've got a lot of interest in this one at the moment?
It's all sold out, 6 production cars, and we if we had known, maybe we should have had a little bit larger limited edition than we originally thought.
Christian, thank you so much.
Thank you.